Game development is currently ramping up in a major way for Beyond Good and Evil 2. In the last live stream, we were informed that there are now 6 different studios working on the game. So what kind of talent do these studios bring to the table? What games have these studios worked on in the past? Hello, fellow Space Monkeys. This is the Mildly Morose Man, otherwise known as Dan or Dan the Man, whichever you fancy. I am here to bring you another thought-provoking video on the video game Beyond Good and Evil 2. Be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all things Beyond Good and Evil 2. So, let's take a look at each studio and just some of the games that they've worked on. The studio located in Bordeaux, France, is one of the newest studios at Ubisoft. They were founded in September of 2017, but have quickly grown into a large development team. I cannot find anything yet that has been published of the games that they have been working on, but they recently had an event where they were looking ahead at what they were going to be working on this year. Of course, they are working on BGE2, but they are also working on Breakpoint and apparently Just Dance. Next, let's look at the studio in Barcelona, Spain. They've recently worked on a couple of mobile titles for iOS and Android, Hungry Dragons and Might and Magic Elemental Guardians. They've only published mobile titles for the past 3 years, but we know, because it was stated in the second Space Monkey livestream, that they have been working on Beyond Good and Evil 2 for close to 2 years now. Other projects that they've been a part of before BGE2 include the Jack the Ripper DLC for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Rainbow Six Siege, and Assassin's Creed Chronicles. This has been the only studio that has consistently had job postings that mentioned Beyond Good and Evil 2. They are currently looking for a senior physics programmer, a senior graphics programmer, and a senior engine programmer, all for BGE2. The studio in Sofia, Bulgaria, is also one of the more senior studios that has been working on BGE2 for a couple of years now. They have a long history with the Assassin's Creed series, working on games like Rogue, Liberation HD, Black Flag, and the original Liberation. They also worked on games like Ghost Recon Shadow Wars and the Prince of Persia HD trilogy. Shadow Wars was actually a handheld game on the Nintendo 3DS, somewhat like Fire Emblem or XCOM. I was surprised to see this in their portfolio. The Byte studio in Mainz, Germany, is another studio that has been working on BGE2 for a couple of years now. They've worked on games like Anno 1800, Rainbow Six Siege, For Honor, and they are also helping with the development of Skull and Bones alongside their work on Beyond Good and Evil 2. They've also worked on a game with a genre I had no idea even existed. Escape the Lost Pyramid is an escape the room virtual reality experience set in the world of Assassin's Creed Origins. It is only playable at select locations around the world. Ubisoft Paris is the latest addition to the team of studios working on BGE2. They've been working on the Just Dance franchise since Just Dance 2016, but they've also worked on Watch Dogs 2, Mario + Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and Ghost Recon Wildlands. Finally, the studio in Montpellier has been working on BGE2 for the longest time, as this is the studio that has been a home for Michel Ancel for a long time. They also have a lengthy and rich development history. Many of their games have been showcased in the Developer Deep Dive series, but some other titles that the studio has worked on include Tintin, The Secret of the Unicorn, Just Dance, and the upcoming VR game, Space Junkies. It's really cool to see so many studios working on Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's wild to think about just how much effort and hard work is being put into this game. And it's hard to say, but I wonder if certain studios are being used for specific tasks. It seems like a no-brainer that Byte in Mainz, Germany, who worked on Anno 1800, would be working on creating cities and helping with map and UI design. And depending on how in-depth crew management might become, they might be helping in this area as well. I was surprised to see so many studios had experience with mobile games on iOS and Android. So could this mean that a mobile app of some sort will be coming out with a new game? And the team in Sofia had a lot of history working on Assassin's Creed games. While there were many issues with Rogue, Daniel Krupa from IGN praised the story for its interesting premise. Could it be that this studio is helping mostly with world building and story crafting? What are your thoughts about this many studios working on BGE2? Is there anything that surprised you? What studios do you think are working on certain parts of the game? Drop a like if you enjoyed the video at all, or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks for watching, and be back for the next one if you want to hear more about Beyond Good and Evil 2.